So I'm thinking that the whole of human existence seems, on the face of it, to be rather pointless. It's hard to know why humanity exists, unless, possibly, we're part of a larger project. Because for humanity to exist by itself and for itself, it's hard to find a justification for it. We're born, we're born, we live, we create, we think, we reproduce, and then we die. That doesn't seem to achieve very much, and I'm not sure that nature tends to do things that's pointless. To do things that are pointless, rather. Leaving aside wondering what nature is it an entity in its own right, or is it not worth thinking about? Leaving that aside, one really does have to wonder if there is any point to human existence. And of course, we have to wonder, does there have to be a point? Should we just accept our existence and be done with it? But I think it is very strange to wonder the why of it, why we exist. I mean, obviously, the question of how we exist is incredible as well, but the why is also fundamentally interesting. So, to me, it seems that why we're here is as interesting as how we got here. It really is hard to know. I'm going to say hard to know. It's impossible to know what life is and why life is. And it's also impossible to know what the value of life is. Obviously, the value of life to us is infinite, but that doesn't mean that the value of life, our lives is infinitely important when compared to other aspects of reality. So I suppose in the same way as an ant's nest on a building site that gets destroyed in order to lay down some bricks, that ant's nest must think the constituent parts of the ant's nest must think it's very important and vital even, and a huge enterprise to have an ant's nest, and we just destroy it without a second thought in order to get the building erected. So it really is a strange thing to wonder how we fit into the universe and what our importance is, and are we just the equivalent of grains of sand in a sandpit, or maybe not even as big as a sandpit, maybe grains of sand in a bucket of sand, or grains of sand just on the ground somewhere on some planet. It really is frustrating how many questions there are and how few answers. And even the answers that we do have are just guesses. because the fundamental ability to know what truth is, it seems to be impossible to achieve. There's no way of knowing what's true. All we can create is the possible idea or the range of ideas that are plausible, and truth is simply impossible to achieve. We can never know how things are. We can only construct ideas of how things might be. So maybe in a sense there is no such thing as truth. There's only plausible possibility. So I'm wondering if truth exists at all, or is it the case that truth only has limited application in, for example, the law or whatever? We can talk about what's true in a series of events, but it is very limited, and maybe absolute truth simply doesn't exist. I think I'm losing my train of thought here, so I'll stop here.